Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is G.Casey, and welcome to another Born Gosu Underground 2v2 Division matchup here. I want to apologize, it's been a while since we've casted some games, but with some of the games taking a long time to get played, and then I had some stuff going on in my life for about a week, so I wasn't necessarily able to. But now we're back in action. We are jumping right into it here for game number 1 between Rexystove and Rotti's in the club. This is a quarterfinals match. The winner of this series moves on to the semifinals to face off against Born Gouda, who we've casted before as well. So we got some high-level players in the game here. This time we're going to be playing on Flooded City. And let's look at this team down here in the bottom portion of the map representing Rexystove. It is Heated Stove and Rex Required. Terran and a Zerg. And in the top corner of the map, representing Rotti's in the club, it is Greenert and Hunted Swarm. ZVP or ZP versus ZT. So let's see what kind of playstyle these guys decide to go with. It's going to be pretty interesting. 2v2. Always creates some interesting dynamics, and it's always difficult to follow. So just bear with me as I do my best keeping up with everything going on here. Looks like Hunted Swarm wants to go for that quick expansion here. It's kind of interesting. He's going gas into expand. Into pool. A little bit weird there. Not exactly sure how that works out. Stove, on the other hand, looking like he wants to take an expansion as well. Rex Required has gone for double gas opener. So, a little bit of differences between even the teammates here. Greenart playing Protoss, which I don't think is his main race. Although maybe I'm wrong about that. It might be, but I thought he was a Terran player. Factory coming down here for Rex Required. So yeah, we'll see how this game plays out here. Just waiting for action to get started. Early on, you know, there's not much. If it looks like both, one thing that's notable here is both teams don't have any early cheese in mind. Despite the double gas opener from Rex Required, he's being fairly passive here, but he is going to be moving out with a Reaper. Greenart looking like he wants to go for an expansion. This Reaper might find some action here. The Adept needs to respond pretty quickly to defend his teammate. Looks like he will. Already one drone going down, but the Adept is enough to push this away. Oh, it looks like he is going to get a second worker, though. Maybe a third? No, he's got to get away from that Adept. Jump up, or jump down. Wow. These Reapers are pretty quick. He is going to be able to get away. Greenart going for the expansion. Stove going for a third expansion. So far, Rex Required has been on one base, but I think this is probably for him. Pinging an Overlord over here. Getting a little bit of vision. Stargate is the choice for Greenart. He is making an Oracle. And a Baneling Nest behind things. Oh, sorry. Messed up on my camera work here. The Watchtower is going to be pretty important. This Oracle over here has a chance to get some very decent damage done. Is there anything that can defend against an Oracle? There's Queens, and there are Spore Crawlers going down here for Stove. This Spore Crawler is probably going to finish just too late, as 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, lots of kills here. 5 kills for the Oracle, and he's going to get out alive as well. Plus, he's going to spot the lair timing, which could be pretty helpful. Anything else happening on the map? There's a little bit of death happening here as the Phoenix is going to be moving out to clear out all of these Overlords. Trying to get probes over here to the left side. Stove has been macroing up pretty heavily. All players macroing up pretty heavily here. That Overlord likely to go down. Ooh, Widowmine actually went off on this Phoenix here. Is the Oracle going to try to kill it? More stuff happening here. Hellions have run by into the probe line. They've been dropped. And a lot more workers have gone down. But I can't see exactly how many. But nice aggression here coming from Rex Required. Hunted Swarm taking a gold base over here. Meanwhile, Rex Required going to be taking his base of the gold as well. And a drop is trying to find its way back in again. Phoenix isn't going to be enough to deal with this, but the warping of Stalkers is going to be pretty good here. And this is going to get pushed back. Everything gets cleaned up pretty well. Nice defense from Greenert. Got a bunch of Banelings being made by Hunted Swarm over here. And it looks like they might be getting ready for an attack. Baneling speed is coming down as well. Widowmines just littered all around Rex Required space to defend against those Oracles. Pretty good play, I'd say. As far as the worker count goes, it's relatively even. Rex Required actually has the least, but he is the Terran player, so that's to be expected. He has been dropping mules to make up for that. Stove has the lead in terms of worker count now. Couple Oracles just parking over this Queen here. Not going to be able to get much done. Well, I say that, and then all of a sudden a bunch of workers go down very quickly. One Oracle does go down, but Greenart is getting a lot of drone kills there. And then Greenart GG's. Why did he GG? Oh, the Cloaked Banshees. Oh my god, okay. Well, look, okay, I tried to see what was happening there. The Cloaked Banshees from Rex Required, there's literally no detection in sight, and because they were doubled up, the shield battery didn't even matter. And then as far as his teammate, I mean, I thought his teammate was doing pretty good. He had a lot of stuff over here, but that is going to do it for game number 1. Let's go ahead and get ready to jump into the second game here. And that is going to give Rexystove the 1-0 lead over their opponents. So we are just going to jump quickly into game number 2 right away. On the Shrines of Lazul. Whoops, that's totally the wrong thing. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So, here we go, guys, on the Shrines of Lazul. Currently looking at Heated Stove and his teammate Rex Required, representing Rexystove, currently up 1-0 in this series. They have a chance to move on to the semifinals there with a pretty solid game. Looked like it was mostly consisted of just harassment. And then on the other side, Hunted Swarm and Greenert, representing Team Rotti's in the club. Looks like they're trying to set up maybe a proxy. Does he want a proxy over here? Or are they just telling each other where their expansion places are? Not really sure. We'll have to see how that plays out real quickly here. Seeing a very fast spawning pool for Hunted Swarm. Gas first opener for Greenert, who is playing Terran this time. These guys are just pinging all over the map, so I'm not sure what they're trying to communicate here. But we do see the quick gas and pool from Hunted Swarm and the gas first opener from Greenert. But on the other side, Stove and Rex Required have been a little less aggressive. I think this gas came after the barracks, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Stove is eventually going to be going for a pool into a gas first here. There's... Oh, no, never mind. He's got the hatchery over here at the gold base. I didn't think the timing made sense there. So, yeah, there is a second base. SCV going to try to get a scout. Gets blocked off right away by Greenert. He's got a Reaper coming out of the barracks here. We got... Going to have speed here starting for Hunted Swarm very soon. You can afford it right now. So he can... Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong person, aren't I? Hunted Swarm. No, he can definitely afford it right now. He wants to get that speed. There's a Overlord just sitting on top of Rex required base. So any Marine can shoo that away. Still waiting on this speed here from Hunted Swarm. Banking up gas and not getting speed despite the early pool that he opened up with. This might be a mistake. The Lings for Hunted Swarm coming on in. They're going to be helping the Reaper of Green Art. It looks like he doesn't even want speed. It's actually just a Reaper and Lings attacking into Heated Stove's base. And with the hatch first opener, he's having trouble defending against this. But he does have 8 Lings in production. He doesn't have speed started yet either, which is pretty unfortunate for him. Are they going to be able to get enough damage done as the drones have been pulled over to the gold base? 2 Reapers from Green Art, as well as the slow Lings from Hunted Swarm. Going to be coming in here, try to kill as many Lings as possible. There's a red Reaper from Rex required. He goes down incredibly fast, and these 3 Reapers for Green Art look like they're enough to win the battle just by themselves. The slow Lings are trying their best to help out. Still no speed on the way, by the way. He's banked up 200 gas and has not put it to any use. This Queen does not stand a chance. The Lings pop out for Stove at the right time, but it looks like he's going to GG right away. And just like that, the Rotti's in the club team manages to pull it back and tie up the series 1-1. So this is actually going to be our first series that we're casting here that doesn't get cleaned up in just 2 games. We're going to be going to the ace match here, the best of 3 decider for the first time of this tournament. That's always pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and jump into this game right now. This one's going to be on Dusty Gorge. Looks like a bit of an interesting map. Let's see how the players respond. Okay, so here we are, guys, on Dusty Gorge, looking at Heated Stove and Rex required, representing Team Rexystove. Very fast gas here from Stove. And on the other side, pulling it to within 1. Well, tying it up at 1, I guess I should say. Greenert and Hunted Swarm, representing Rotti's in the club. This time, Greenert's playing Zerg. So we got a ZVZ versus a ZVT. We have another ZVZ team in this league that is very known for their cheesy plays and their incredibly aggressive openers. And it looks like we're seeing something similar here as both players going gas and pool before any sort of expansion. Meanwhile, Stove being stubborn in the face of the potential cheese here, as last game they got cheesed out pretty quickly, but he's still going hatch first into gas. Where's the pool? There's the pool. Rex required is getting double gas this time. And we got Lings here. 6 Lings on both sides coming out. Speed's going to get started soon for both of these players as well. And this is going to be a pretty aggressive opener. There's the speed started for Greenert. And we need that speed from Hunted Swarm. In the last game, he actually had potential to be even more dangerous with that speed, which I think he just forgot to get. And again, Hunted Swarm delaying the speed pretty heavily here. But the attack is coming. Looks like Greenert pinging the opponent. It's going to be Heated Stove is the #1 enemy here for Rotti's in the club. They're going to try to get into the mineral line. There's no queen or anything here. The Lings aren't even out yet as well. So some drones are going to be going down. More Lings from Hunted Swarm coming in as well. They're going to try to take out every single Heated Stove drone here. They're going to have to evacuate to the expansion. Greenert is going to have speed relatively soon, but his teammate has once again just totally forgotten speed. And this might end up being a liability for them, as the Reaper for Rex required has joined the fight. And I like this coordination between Stove and Rex. They're trying to, like, use the Lings to tank so that the Reaper can get damage done. And now with Lings joining the fight here, and a Hellion as well for the red team, this is going to start to get cleaned up here. Speed, unfortunately for Greenert, has still not kicked in yet. It's a little bit late. Well, it's not late. It's just that it, you know, for him it feels like it's late. And now that speed is kicked in, he's going to run around and try to get something done here in the mineral line for Heated Stove. The Hellions are trying to save his teammate here. So far, Rex has been totally scot-free, as all the aggression has been directed at Heated Stove. But now there's 2 Hellions and a Reaper. This base is probably not going to go down. A lot of stuff happening here. The Hellions are getting a lot of damage done. The blue Lings are starting to dissipate as there's pretty much nothing left here. Speed for Heated Stove has kicked in as well, so he can now hold his own against the Speedlings on the other side of the map. And again, Rex Required went totally untouched during this whole thing, so he's just macroing up happily. And it looks like the action is going to calm down a little bit. That is going to give Hunted Swarm a chance to get his speed done. He's got 352 gas and hasn't really chosen to spend it on anything. I think we can throw down a Baneling Nest, or, I mean, at this point, you can even just swap right into Roaches, and you'll have a lot of gas banked up to spend on Roaches. A couple Lings poking in. Looks like they want to get another attack done, but they're going to attack up this very tiny ramp. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, that said, the red team has moved out from the defensive location. There's a chance they could get surrounded here. Hellions are microing viciously back here to try to get as many Ling kills as they can. Reaper jumps up on the high ground for that same reason. These Hellions, oh, they're so slippery. There was many times they could have been surrounded. Eventually, they do all go down. And what is left here for the red team? These Lings are all charging up the ramp here. There's really nothing here. I'm trying to keep an eye on the minimap to see if I can see some sort of counter-aggression, as Stove is finding himself in trouble. Once again, this base is under pressure. Is he going to be able to save it? It looks like he should be able to. But the worker counts are so low here. Heated Stove only has 8 drones. Greenert only has 17. And what is the Terran player doing? He's got a second base. He's moving some Hellions up to try to defend. This base was almost taken out. I feel like the Terran player is trying to set up some sort of sneaky attack on the other side that I'm just missing. But lots and lots of blue Lings coming back here. Greenert wants to keep up the pressure, but Hunted Swarm has moved back, leaving his teammate alone to deal with the defense here from Heated Stove and Rex. I think he wanted those Lings to help him out with that fight, but even if they did help, it may have not been very good, as the 4 Hellions up here are going to be pretty good against this defense. And with no Banelings, there's no way they're moving up this ramp, so I can see why they're attacking Stove over and over again. And this is a battle that's going down. These blue Lings are finding themselves trapped in the back here, trying to slip away. But a lot of them are going to end up going down here. There is a Banshee over here getting damage done on the other side. Cloak has just finished as well, but there is a Spore Crawler. This Banshee goes down. More and more stuff happening here. The 4 or 6 Hellions now. Very scary, but there are Roaches out here for Hunted Swarm. He's found something to dump some of his gas into. The wraparound from Stove is going to be locking these Roaches in place, and the Hellions, despite not being the counter to Roaches, are getting lots of damage done without getting attacked, and another Banshee has made his way out on the field. And now all of a sudden, what is Greenert going to do to defend against all these Hellions? They could just run in and kill a million drones. Looks like there's a Ling run by, though, from Greenert, trying to force his red enemies back home, and he's actually making that happen here. But now Stove on the other side, looking like he wants to try to get something done. This Banshee could just like park up here and just kill everything over time. The Lings have run in, have been picking off more drones, but the Hellions have been designated for the defense, and I mean, Stove has 2 drones now, so he's in a pretty bad spot. This is pretty much all you're going to get out of Stove is these Lings. And he doesn't necessarily want to be the one engaging if that's the case, because he's going to lose. Did that... What's happening here? Is that Banshee shooting red Lings? I don't know, but now the Hellions have attacked. The Banshees are supporting. The Cyclones are behind it as well. The Roaches are going down. The Lings for Stove are going down as well, but Rex Required has a very formidable Terran army here, and I don't think any Zerg player has what it takes to defend against this. Hellions are going to micro back behind the Cyclones. These Roaches and Queens don't stand a chance. Of course, these Banshees can cloak, I believe. Yes, they can. GG, says Greenart. And that is going to do it for the quarterfinals here. Rexystove gonna come out on top and move into the semifinals versus Born Gouda. Now that game was very interesting. It wasn't exactly clear who was gonna win that, but I think the combination of teamwork between Rex and Stove, and then just Rex required not getting pressured at all pretty much all game, allowed him to get up the perfect units in order to defend against Zerg. He got a lot of Hellions, a lot of Banshees, and even Cyclones as well to help against Roaches, Lings, Queens, and it just made it happen. So great job there. I give the MVP to Rex on that one, I think, because Stove found himself in a lot of trouble with only 2 drones towards the end of the game, but that was just the nature of the attack from Rotti's in the club. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this series. Congrats to Rexystove. Moving on to the semifinals, they are going to be facing Born Gouda to see who can play in the finals, and we will see you then.